Time now for our daily check of what's true and what's not true. We're joined by Catalina Marcin-Diabreu for today's Truth or Fake. Thank you for joining us. Let's begin with a news report about food donations being organized by the Russian army in the city of Kherson, which is, of course, under Russian control.
Indeed, over the weekend there were protests that were held in the city of Kherson protesting the occupation of the Russian army. As we know, this was the first major city to fall to Russian forces. In this regard, we have this news report right here from a Russian news channel called Vesti 92 in Sebastopol. It was published on March 7th on their YouTube channel. It's a report about a food drive that was organized by the Russian army in the city of Kherson on March 4th. So what we see on this video, we see trucks with food donations, people lining up to receive these food donations organized by the Russian army, and Russian soldiers distributing food to citizens. We see the Kherson parliamentary building behind this food drive, and they also interview two women in this news report that explain how difficult it's been to find food and how grateful they are to benefit from these food donations by the Russian army.
Okay, so they're grateful for food donations. And did this set of food donations actually happen?
So this is true. A food drive event was held over the weekend, and it was organized by the Russian army in the city of Kherson. This is what we saw, but what we didn't see in the news report around minute 1:31, our fact-checking team here at the Observer's team analyzed the video, and our journalists Arthur Bamas and Pauline Chubar were able to identify that the soundtrack was a bit off, and in fact that it was edited. Let's take a listen. So there what you heard duplicated 3 times was a muffling sound, and you could also hear duplicated 3 times was the sound of a woman that was repeating the same thing. And of course, if you watch this once, it's something that can very easily be missed, Tom.
So why was the audio edited then, Catalina?
So as we mentioned before, protests took place over the weekend in Kherson against this Russian occupation of the city. So this is one angle in the news report that sort of glorifies the Russian army for offering humanitarian help to Ukrainian citizens. But one angle that was left out is that protests were taking place during this food drive, and this is where the audio was edited because they were editing out the noise of the protests behind them. So here we were able to verify this through posts on social media that had the same context and the same background elements as the ones from the news report. Here, for instance, we have this Instagram post. You could see Ukrainian citizens in favor, protesting in favor for Ukraine outside this food donation event. And here we have this post on Facebook. She says, humanitarian aid, I want to show a picture of grateful Kherson residents, but in fact, they are protesting that they are actually starving due to this Russian occupation. And what we see are army soldiers actually blocking the entrance to this food drive. Here we have another user saying, here's this performance for TV, and we could see the news crew that was doing this news report that day. But to verify this information even more, our journalists at the Observer's team interviewed a citizen of Kherson, and she said that not one citizen of Kherson participated of this food drive, and that only citizens of Crimea were able to benefit of these food donations, and that maximum 15 people attended. So these facts we weren't able to verify on the ground, but on Friday, the mayor of Kherson went to Facebook to denounce that bans with food and humanitarian aid are not being able to enter the city. And of course, we've seen this in the news as well, where they've said that Ukrainian officials denounced Russia for not allowing humanitarian aid into Kherson. But here are two perspectives, Tom, one on the ground and one of what Russians see in Russian state TV, but clearly the footage is manipulated to show one very different reality. Tom.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that edition of Truth or Fake. Catalina Marcin-Diabreu, thank you very much indeed. Well, that's it from us. I'll be back at the bottom of the hour at 9:30 p.m. Paris time. Don't go away.